Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to my channel. This is Muaaz Tousif and I am from Lahore, Pakistan. So, in the previous lecture, we have discussed about IELTS academic writing, and today we are going to discuss about another module which is academic IELTS reading. So, let's take an overview of IELTS reading. Basically, IELTS reading consists of 40 questions, and these 40 questions are divided in three passages, and one complete reading test involves nearly 2500 words. So that means each passage would contain 800 to 900 words. And for these 40 questions, you will have total of 60 minutes in which you will have to find the answer of these 40 questions, as well as you will have to put those answers on the answer sheet within this 60 minutes. Alright, so the passages are of the different types like descriptive type, factual type, discursive type, or analytical type. And these passages are mostly taken from international magazines, books, journals, or sometimes newspapers. Apart from verbal material, these passages may also contain non-verbal material like diagrams, graphs, figures, or illustrations, or sometimes tables. So let's take a look at the passage division. Passage 1 would consist of 13 questions. Likewise, passage 2 would consist of 13 questions. However, passage 3 would consist of 14 questions. And the difficulty level would be in ascending order. Passage 1 would be the easiest one. However, the passage 3 would be relatively typical one. Alright, let's discuss the different question types. There are 8 to 10 different questions that may appear in IELTS reading, but in one test you will face 7 different question types. Okay, let's take a look. First of all, you might be given multiple choices in which there would be a particular statement and 3 or 4 options are available, and you will have to pick the best option among them. Next thing is short answers, in which there would be a question of W, H, and H family, how, why, when, where, and something like that. And you will have to answer the short answer in 2 to 3 words. There would be sentence completion, that is also called fill in the blanks type question. And in this type, there is a passage which contains some missing words, and after reading the text, you will have to find those missing words. Next one is notes, table, or summary completion. And similarly, there is flowchart and diagram completion. In these two type of questions, there will be some kind of non-verbal material like diagrams or figures, and you will have to complete those figures. The next type is true false not given or yes or not given questions. True false not given questions are also called identifying information, and these yes or not given questions are also called identifying writer's claim or writer's view. So, and the next question is matching phrases or sentence endings. In this type of question, you will have half a sentence as a question, and the remaining half of the sentence is unknown, and you will have to find that remaining half after reading the text. And there will be some available options also behind the question, and you will have to find the remaining half from that options. The second last is matching headings for paragraph or sections. This is also called list of heading type questions. These questions are relatively typical one, so we would do these questions in detail. And the last one is matching information with paragraph or section number. It is also called which paragraph contains the following information type question. And these two question types are relatively complicated, so we will discuss these questions in details in the next lectures. So Let's talk about the common problems that most of the students face in IELTS reading. The very first problem is time. Since there is only 1 hour and you will have to find the 40 answers, as well as you will have to put those 40 answers on the answer sheet within this time period. So that is the biggest problem that IELTS will face. And sometimes texts are very long, like I have already mentioned, each passage would consist of 800 to 900 words, and each passage contains difficult vocabulary as well. And there are obviously some words that you don't even know the meaning of. So this is also a trouble for some students. And some students find paragraph headings or which paragraph contain the information type questions difficult and complicated. So I have already told you that I will discuss these questions in details in the upcoming lectures, so you need not to worry about these questions. Alright, if you have any other problems regarding IELTS reading, you can write it in the comment section and I will discuss that problem in the next video. And this IELTS reading series will discuss all these problems and their respective solutions in detail in the next 3 to 4 lectures. So make sure that you watch this complete reading playlist. So let's talk about instructions and tips for IELTS reading. First one is use time to your advantage. What does that mean? That means you have to solve the question simultaneously. Like in passage 1, suppose you get 6 true false and 7 MCQs. So while solving true false, you have also keep an eye on the MCQs. Don't try to read the complete passage for true false and again start reading the same passage for MCQs. That will consume a lot of time. So in one reading of the passage, you have to solve both true false and multiple choices. So this is how you will solve the question simultaneously while reading the passage only once. Don't repeat reading the passages again and again. You don't have enough time. Next thing is fill the answer sheet passage-wise as you go. That is very important. You have to fill the answer of the questions on answer sheet because you don't have enough time. So try to fill the 13 questions of the passage 1 and put that answers on the answer sheet, then start passage 2. And after solving passage 2, put the answers of passage 2 on the answer sheet, and this is how you will continue the third passage. Don't wait for the complete test to end because this is more likely that you completely solve the test. However, you cannot fill the answers on the answer sheet, so that would be the great trouble for you. Whenever you start doing a task, read the instructions carefully. That thing is very important. Sometimes I have seen many students facing the problem in fill in the blanks type question. There is an instruction like write 2 words only, and some students write 3 words in that blank. So that is inaccurate answer. Even if you have write the 2 words out of 3 words accurate, however you have violated the instruction. So that would be penalized. And similarly, if there is instruction to choose uh, one answer in multiple choices, and if you choose 2 answers out of them, that would also be inaccurate. And likewise, there are some other instructions. So read the instructions carefully before starting the question. And be cool with the vocabulary. Sometimes students say uh, they feel the vocabulary and words in its reading passages are very complicated. So be cool with the vocabulary. There are some words only to confuse two students. So don't get nervous about those words. When you read the consecutive sentences, you will automatically get the meaning of that particular unknown word. Next thing is improve your reading speed. This thing is very much important. So how can you improve your reading speed? You can set the targets of time before appearing into the actual exam. Let's say uh, you are solving the true false type question, and there are 7 true false questions. uh, in the beginning you are solving, you can set the time of 14 minutes or 15 minutes to solve these 6 to 7 questions. And in the next time when you are doing true false type question again, set the time target of 10 or 11 minutes. And this is how you can improve your reading speed. And in the very next time you will be able to solve these 6 7 true false question in 6 7 minutes. So this is your target. You will have to solve the number of questions in equal number of minutes. And lastly, look out for the question words like where, who, which indicate for the special thing like places and people. There are many times in question these words WH and H family words are located, so you will have to look out for these words. Where, this suggests you will have to find a particular place in the text. Who, you will have to find a name of a person in the text. So these words are very helpful for you to indicate for the special things in the passage. And similarly, when is pointing towards time period. And lastly, look out for the synonym and parallel expression for and phrases in IELTS reading. While solving out the question, you have to think about the different synonyms of the keywords that are involved in the question, and similarly phrases and expressions of that particular keyword, so that you will easily get the answer in the text. Okay, let's talk about the reading techniques. So the first technique is the finding. Actually, it is divided into two types, which is skimming and scanning. So you have to do two tasks in finding. First task is to find the keywords from the question. And what are the keywords? Keywords are actually the noun or verbs from the question that are non-replaceable or not changeable. So you have to look for the keywords, which is skimming technique, and next technique is scanning. In scanning, you will have to match those keywords in the text. So this is the first task, which is finding. Next technique is the understanding. So after finding, you will have to understand. So what you will have to understand? Read the part of the text carefully in order to understand it and get the right answer. So after finding technique, when you have matched that keyword in the text, so understand that part, the consecutive sentences from that part, and get the right answer. There is another technique which is called mapping. In mapping, you will have to underline the main ideas or keywords in the paragraph while reading it, so you can easily get the right answer. And there is also another technique which is common sense. So make sure when you find the answer, so after filling the answer, your sentences make sense logically and grammatically. Like you are solving the fill in the blanks type question. After using these techniques, you have found an answer. So after putting an answer, let read the sentence, complete sentence again. So and make sure that sentence is making sense logically and grammatically. So common sense is also very useful while reading module. So let's do an exercise of matching keywords. How can we match the keywords from question in the text? Let's say these are the keywords in the question, and the right column represent the different phrases in the text. So we have to match these keywords in the same with the same phrase or synonym in the text, just like the columns. About 1900. So that is similar to the early years of 20th century. So one matches with F. Records date from. Began keeping records. So two matches with begin D option. Began keeping records. Intensive burst of energy. That matches with H. Explosive release of energy. And growing international importance. Growing increasing, or here you can get increasing global participation, A option. Recognized at a younger age, So it means recognize at a younger age, identified early. E option aims to develop power, focuses on increasing power. Aim, focus. Inadequate diet, insufficient diet, or here deficiency in mineral. Deficiencies in minerals. 7 is matching with I. Links to links to can lead to G option can lead to. Current knowledge is basic. Our understanding is fundamental. Basic, fundamental. These are the synonyms. So 9 matches with C. So this is how you can match the keywords in the question with the similar phrases in the text. Here is another exercise. So you have to solve this exercise by yourself. This is your self task. You can pause the video and match these keywords in with the similar words in the text. I will write the correct answer of this exercise in the comment section. So for checking, you can check out the comment section. So lastly, we are doing another exercise of finding the main ideas. How can we find the main ideas? In the previous two exercises, we have exercised about finding the keywords, and this exercise is related to main ideas. So let's read this text and find out the main ideas. This is our last task. Libraries are quite difficult to define. If you ask most people to define library, they will probably say that it is a building with a lot of books. Strictly speaking, a library does not have to be a building. It can be a room or indeed any area where material is kept. Equally, a library is not merely a collection of books. There are journals, newspapers, CDs, audio-visual material, and so on. So to be more accurate, we can say that library is a collection of information and material. So what does this paragraph indicate? This paragraph is indicating about the exact definition of library. So library is actually a collection of information and material. So this paragraph main idea is the exact or accurate definition of library is collection of information and material. This is the main idea of this paragraph. Paragraph 2. Libraries are organized in three ways. Libraries will use one or more of the three main classification system. So this paragraph is about the classification system of libraries. Most of the time you will get the main ideas of paragraph in the first sentence or in the last sentence. Here you can see we have got the main idea of paragraph in the last sentence, and in this second paragraph we found it in the first sentence, which is classification system of libraries. There are DV decimal system, universal decimal classification, and all that. Similarly, let's read the third paragraph. Nowadays, libraries are under threat for a number of reasons. The primary challenge, so here the word is indicating what the paragraph is about. What is the paragraph indicating? The main idea of this paragraph is the challenges of library. The primary challenge is funding, hardware and personal cost increase each time technology expands. Equally, there are challenges in the skills needed by the users and resource professionals. So this paragraph is about the challenges of library. Let's read the fourth paragraph. It is difficult to predict the future of libraries, so you can easily get the main idea of this paragraph. Prediction of future of the libraries. Let's read again. Our basic concept of library will most certainly it would appear change dramatically in that we will not think of them and access them as physical places, which is the prevailing concept at the moment, but beyond that it is difficult to predict both usage pattern and preferred system of the data, recording and retrieval. So this paragraph is about the future of library. What is the future of library? This is the main idea of fourth paragraph. So first paragraph was about the exact definition of library. Second paragraph was about the classification system of library. Third was about the challenges that libraries are facing. And fourth was about the future of libraries. So this is how you can read the passages and get the main ideas. Most of the time you can get the main idea in the first sentence or in the last sentence of paragraph. So you can similarly do some practices from IELTS book and get find the main ideas of paragraph easily. So this is all about today's session. We have overviewed the reading module. In the next lecture, we are going to discuss all the question types one by one. So make sure for your reading problem, you have to watch this complete playlist of reading module. So please do give feedback of the video in the comment section. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe the channel and share it to your friends. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.